Alrighty, so we got a train coming right now. I hope this thing's booking. It's gonna be a Norfolk Southern northbound train. And I've got the little radar gizmo right there at one of my favorite places. I know I've been here quite a bit lately. Love this place though. And it only takes me a little over an hour to get here. So it's easy to get to. There's plenty of trains. Now Norfolk Southern's been slow today. The local rail fans say there's only been 3 trains through since 8 a.m. And now it's somewhere around 3 p.m. And here comes one right now. Let's see how fast they're going. This ought to be pretty good. I hear them. Hope they're booking. That's Adventures with Tony Boats right there in front of me. And Gamut's way up that way too. Let's see how fast this thing's going. '24. Now we're up here today with Adventures with Joey Boats and 1960 Gambit. Perfect weather. Check again. 24 miles an hour. They're speeding up a little bit. '27. TPU, I see you. Starting to pick up. Let's check it now. 31. There she goes, speeding up. Top speed was 34 miles an hour. I think when it first got to me, it was only going around, what, 25 or 26, somewhere around there. I forget what it was. So here we are at the Gaines house once again. But we're going to be doing some different angles today, hopefully. So stick around, more coming.
But wait, there's more.
All right, so I just walked through the weeds and brush and everything, worked up a sweat, and we got a train coming. I'm just trying some different locations today. Let's see how fast this one's going. Go. That one there wasn't very long, was it? But it's going about 30-31 miles an hour, something like that. Not the fastest train in the world. Hey, we're right over here underneath the bridge. There's a homeless encampment up there. I don't know if anyone's in there today or not. It's kind of hard to see. It's right over there. They got a great view of the trains though. All right, I'm gonna probably get a different angle somewhere. It is getting hot now. After walking through the weeds and brush to get here, worked up a sweat. Alrighty, we got another train coming southbound. Let's see, this one, I hope this is booking. Please be booking. Let's see what we got. They're on the radio talking.
And at 1226, 1226.
Not really going that fast. gonna be a train going underneath anytime. I'm not going to get it though. There goes the Norfolk Southern southbound. There's a CSX train coming. They've already called out the signal at Bank Lick, so it should be here any time now. We came close to getting an over and under. Been trying to get that, but it's not going to work out. It's going to be pretty close though. So let's see what happens here. We'll get that CSX train here in a minute. Check this out. That train broke down. That was at Bank Lick. The locals, the 411, they broke down and they reversed back to get onto the siding. So they never got to us at the bridge. Well, at the same time, well, not the same time, here we are about an hour later, and there's something coming from this direction. Just heard them go past the defect detector, but it's really short. Maybe it's a couple locomotives, I don't know. We'll see what it is. It's not very long. It's only 202 feet long. So let's see what we got. All right, here we go. This is interesting. I never got this angle before either. Hey, what is, hey, cool. That was interesting. Hey, a chicken coop. Somebody's bought a chicken coop. That was interesting. That was really cool seeing that. And the other train is still broken down that way somewhere. So, let's see what else happens here. It's getting interesting. Finally got another train coming on the CSX. Can't believe it. The train that's been broken down, they had some kind of mechanical issues with the locomotives. They're coming from that way, right there. Just heard them on the radio a few minutes ago. They were just going through Bank Lick. So I'm gonna get a different angle for this one. And this will be my last one of the day. That thing has been sitting in that siding for hours with mechanical issues.
575 location over. Working here at the main crossing. I'd like to see if you can make us a little extra noise when you...
Did you notice the slug? That was pretty awesome getting that slug. Good assortment of locomotives on this train. Glad I stuck around and got this one. Hey, that was a good catch. I'm really glad I stuck around for that one. There's a few other rail fans at the crossing also. A couple of them I've never met before. Let's see, where'd they go? They're over at the crossing somewhere. I want to listen to the defect detector, see how long that was. What'd you think of that slug on there? That was pretty awesome seeing that. You don't see many of those. I got one on the Norfolk Southern a couple weeks ago, slug just like that. They're very similar anyway.
Everything rolling, got a light hanging up.
There's Gambit, 1960 Gambit, Scott. And we're gonna see what they say on the radio. But until then, thanks for watching my videos. If you have time, check out all of my videos, because every view helps my channel. Gotta pay that gas somehow. This is a long drive from home. There's the Norfolk Southern crossing right over there. It'll be a long drive back. And tomorrow I'm gonna be in Vandalia, Ohio, getting some trains. By the time you see this, I've already been there. But here's my radio. Let's listen for that defect detector. It's gonna go off here pretty soon. 161.370 for CSX. The other frequency you see on there, that's Norfolk Southern's main channel. 160.950. Ready for a defect detector.
CSX equipment defect detector. Milepost 89er.0. No defects. No defects. Total axle 240. Train length 3404. End of transmission.
575 up 3 inches, 45, 34, no defects, good count, stuff.
All right, there you go. You got to hear the defect detector, the radio audio, and the engineer acknowledging that everything was fine with the train after passing the defect detector. Check out all of my videos. We'll see you later. There's a rabbit right there, right on the railroad track, and the train is finally coming. The one that's been sitting up there broken down. It's either that one or else the train going around it. Got one coming. You can see the new ballast here. I'm at Locust Street. Changed locations. Everything dried up over there. Hasn't been a train through on either track in several hours, so it's been pretty dead. Finally got something coming though. Let's see if that rabbit will move off the track. Also, I want to show you some piece of steel here. I'm trying to figure out what it is. That rabbit moved. It's hard to see. He just kind of blends in. There he goes. Get off the track. Get out the way. Train coming. What is this piece of steel over here? Found this right next to the crossing. There's a few of them. They just got done putting in new ties and they redid the crossing. And there's several of these pieces of steel laying around. Scott's holding this. 1960 Gambit found this. There's another one right over here on the other side of the crossing. Right over here. Does anybody know what that is? Well, we're gonna have a train coming in just a few minutes. So here we go, finally. Here we go. Finally got a train moving. Boy, this took forever. The other train, 411, is still sitting over there broken. It's an intermodal train here. 121, I think. Wow, that was long. That's got to be one of the longest auto rack trains I've ever seen. Be really curious to know what the defect detector says about that. There she goes. That next crossing down there, the road's closed. They're redoing the crossing right now. That's Main Street. Next railroad crossing is Main Street. The road is closed, and they've got the...
Look, I got light hanging past this big cross.
Somebody's talking to them from the railroad, telling them that they look good. You can see the gates going back up. Main Street crossing has been closed all day. Let's see what the defect detector says. How long do you think that train was? Take a guess at it. We're going to find out the length of the train in feet and also axles. Here's my radio. It's going to take it about a minute to go off. The end of the train is just now going past the defect detector. So while we're waiting on that, let's have a look around. Norfolk Southern right over there. See that crossing? They've got gates, lights, bells, whole 9 yards. CSX crossing is only crossbuck protected.
CSX Equipment Defect Detector. Milepost 89.0. No defects. No defects. Total axle 488. Train lane 11032. End of transmission.
There you go, over 2 miles long, 11,000 feet long. Wow, that was a long one. No wonder we haven't seen a train in hours. That was 2 or 3 trains combined into one. Thanks for watching, everyone. All right, there's the red-winged blackbird. Not too happy. Let's have a quick look here when we get away. There's baby birds right there. Little red-winged blackbirds. All right, let's get away. Don't want to bother them. The bird's not too happy with us being here. So Jesse found those, left them alone. That was good.